Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another WPG 2025 Academy session. We are here today with Adélaide. Thank you so much for being here tonight. That's so exciting for us. We're super, super happy to have you here. Thank you.
Thanks to you. I'm really delighted.
Yes, obviously, Adélaide is an amazing percussionist and musician, has contributed so many awesome videos and concerts and very artistic things to our field, and we are super happy to have you here. And also, yeah, just your contributions to solo percussion have been really amazing. So
Thank you so
we're
much.
excited to hear what you have to say about our performance today. We will go ahead and get started so we can have as much time to talk as possible. Here we have David. Hi there, David. How's it going?
Hello, how are you? Hello, Adélaïde. Hello, Megan.
Hi. Can you tell us where you're coming from today? Maybe where you're studying, what you're up to, just a little bit, and what you'll be performing today.
Okay, so I'm from Colombia, from Cali, Colombia. I'm studying at Universidad del Valle, but actually, today I am in Germany. I'm playing with a music and dance folk group from Colombia. I'm in Leeds, I, almost to perform. I have to perform in half an hour, maybe, the opening concert. So, um, today I'm going to present SAFPA. I'm preparing my recital, undergrad recital, and I'm doing the academy to prepare the whole recital with you. So it's just the first part of the piece is not complete yet because I have studied this piece like maybe 2 months. That is not ready yet. So I want to you help me with the whole piece. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Yes, amazing. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So you said it's 2 months you have been practicing the
Yeah,
piece.
maybe 2 more weeks, maybe.
Yeah, of course. And it's the first time, I guess, you play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
one of the first.
I wanted to ask you, did you already think, sorry, of your setup for the final parts as well, or
Yeah,
is it still under construction?
yeah. I mean, I have like steel pieces
Yeah.
in a table and in a stand, but I I don't know about the very final,
Yeah.
the low instruments, the low tones. I don't know what can I use for that section, for example.
Okay, of course. So that's great because in Psafa, what's very difficult, I think, first of all, is to decide on a setup, and
Yeah,
um, and sometimes when you move into the piece and you practice into the piece, your ideas may change as well. So this is why I ask you that because yeah, it's kind of a tricky part in this piece to find the right setup and how you can really build things together musically and also just in a way to perform the piece. So that's great if you have already thought about it and that you have like some ideas to continue your practice around that. So
yeah.
yeah.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think it's really good the first work you have done on this first part. So I think which is really difficult in this piece as well is to find the right energy to play with, and also to keep this energy living through the piece because it's very long and you need to keep this inner strength to go on 15 minutes and have already always this fortissimo dynamics and everything. But I think your beginning is really powerful and a really good start actually. You can perhaps play more a little bit more with the accents, because there are not, I mean, there are a lot of information, but also there's not that much of information. So this is to find the right balance also about interpreting the piece, which is difficult. And I think the accents in general play a lot in it. And I guess you have played Rebond or
No,
perhaps
no,
no. Okay,
no.
because I think it's very related to Rebond as well, the place and the place of the and the meaning of the accents. And Ipsafa, you have also this connection, and yeah, I think practicing and focusing a little bit more on how to make sound the accents and how to find a specific and particular way of playing for them, the single and the double, is very important to shape a little bit the landscape of interpretation. So that's the first thing I would like to say, especially at the beginning, because it's not really a beginning. I think for me, I always think like you go on a train and it's already going, and you have to keep the rhythm, but it's already there. It's not a proper beginning. I don't know if you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
think it's like you catch a train and you just go in it, and but the thing has already started in a way. So it's nice to think of it as you play the first notes of the piece. And so yeah, the accents, it's really difficult to get this scale of dynamics to arrange the forte with single double and then the double forte and then single double and then the triple forte and then everything.
yeah,
So the forte dynamics are kind of the goal and they're kind of everything. And so it's always powerful, but also you have to keep some on this scale to go further and further and further always. So yeah, that's kind of one of the tricky things to achieve, I think, in this piece. And
okay.
um, also the piano dynamics are really really important because there are a few. For example, when you have all these bongo phrase that goes very, very long, at 380. Don't know if you have a score, but when you have this big phrase of bongo line.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice to have the quietest dynamic as you can. And so we have really this big construction of the things that go from very, very far and comes,
Mhm.
uh, on the forte, and then goes back on the piano, because piano dynamics, I think it's only at two or three spots in the piece, and so they're very important, because basically you have to start from this forte to go on the piano here, and then you have like this again up the forte to. So the range of dynamics is very important, and also to be very focused on the lesser dynamics, such as the mezzo forte and the piano. But it's very difficult, of course, to to realize. You have powerful instruments and everything, so yeah. And one other things I noticed on the video is that when you have double notes, so two notes played at the same time, I heard a lot of flames, sorry.
Yeah.
So I think it's nice to kind of avoid these flames, and try to really have the most
Same. No.
yeah, the two notes at the same time, to get this really nice energy as well. So I
Okay.
think perhaps it's something to focus on, that it's really played at the same time, and that these two notes basically become one other instrument as well, playing
Okay.
together. Yes, and I think there are lots of things to say about this. And so the moment when you finished on the video, so I call it the beginning of fireworks. Actually,
Yeah, that's
in
my principal question. One of my principal question, because I studied that section,
yeah.
but it's kind of hard, and I can record it,
Oh,
recorded that because
yeah, I think it's very difficult, but also very related to the idea of Xenakis, of this organized chaos. And basically this passage, the fireworks, it's kind of really the illustration of this idea to have something really millimetered and very specifically written, but at the same time it has to sound as something completely random. And
Mm,
so it's very difficult to get this balance between these two worlds in a sort of way. And so here the fireworks section, so the third page, basically it's really this idea that is just being alive. And actually this is kind of the last part of the first section, when you go then on the boom key, that then you have this big rest into the strikes. So yeah, you have to keep all your energy before to that, you always keep moving into the dynamics until this fireworks, and then until this final like boom king, that's at the end. So it's really to manage the energy. And also I think this passage can be a little bit, you can because it's very difficult as well to read, because you have this you have these dots everywhere, and you don't know how to arrange it and how to practice it. So I think for this passage in particular, I wouldn't say for the rest, but for this passage in particular, you can also write some rhythms, just to integrate a little bit more and memorize a
yeah.
little bit quicker the things, if it.
Before I start studied this music, I was looking on Google and found a work of, I don't remember the guy, but a guy from USA to a whole uh, work about Safa, explaining the piece, explaining about that, and he also at the end of that paper has a transcription of
Yes.
sections, and then I am studying with
Okay.
those transcription, and for me it's more page, but it's like better to see that paper than the Xenakis one.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's yeah, the writing of Xenakis is really something to, I don't know, to consider and to get used to, because in the first time you have this graphic score and you're
Really hard.
in it. Yeah, of course. And so of course it takes more time to just know it and memorize it. But I think it's very important when you, if you use that transcription when it's written in real rhythms, if I could say, to anyway go back to the
Yeah,
to the Xenakis.
of course. Yeah, I have the two paper.
Yeah, because I think the score tells so much. And just to see it in rhythms, it's of course easier in a way, but it's also a little bit gets you a little bit more far away from, you know, the
Xenakis idea.
yeah of a piece.
Yeah, you're
But
right.
I think it's a combination of practice to, you know, it's a balance to go from one to another. But I think at the end, it's nice to go back to the
Original.
or yeah. And yes, I think it's, but it's completely personal, so you know.
Yeah.
And yes, in your practice, I think also since you're a little bit into the reading and you know, really focusing on all what's going on, the dynamics, the notes and everything, perhaps you can also make just a little exercise to practice a little bit faster, even if you don't play the exact text and there are some mistakes. I mean, it doesn't matter, but just to sense the you know, the kind of right energy to play in. And I think it will help, and then you can go back to your practice a little bit slower, but at some point, you know, to just a little bit move on with the tempo. That can also helps to find the right sound, the way of playing, the gesture and everything.
Okay.
That could be a nice things to do on some passages that you know, and that you know, are easy to play, just to find the feeling of the piece, and to get perhaps a little bit freer also in your way of playing, like to be perhaps a little bit more physically engaged as well.
Okay.
And you know, because the Xenakis work and the all this very very high dynamics are also in a way to always push the performer to its limits. So it's nice that, you know, we can see that as well when we are looking at you performing, to sense that you know, there is something like crazy going on, and that is really powerful as well, not only in the sound but also in the singing.
Okay.
Perhaps you can just, you know, manage to find something more like when you push yourself a little bit more,
Okay.
your
Got it.
practice and playing in general. And yeah, I think, and yes, I have just one more question, because you know, you have B instruments, and they're supposed to lower a little bit at some point. I don't know if you are aware of that. The pitch, the pitch of the B instruments.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so yeah, they're supposed to, you know, go down a little bit on pitch from the
Okay.
middle of first page until the middle of second, and then becomes like as the beginning. So I think it's also something to keep in mind in your setup, to find a way of doing that with your setup. So either by having a lot of instruments that, you know, you multiply everything, or you can also have something that, an instrument that you can change the pitch quite quick, because of course you don't have a lot of times to do that. But I think it's really nice to have this effect as well.
Yeah. Okay.
So that
I
can be
wanna try that.
yeah, to think about it on the setup.
Okay.
And yes, I think that's kind of the things I have to say on this. I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have like one in special is talking about the energy of the whole piece. Uh, how do you think that transition between the fireworks section is like faster, and then we go to the boom, boom, it's like slower and have a lot of rest between each note? How do you think that section to even if that is slow, but also you can to have your energy completely good?
I think it's really a choice to make, basically. It's really a personal reflection. But which is important to consider is that in this fireworks section, you have the triple forte. And so at the beginning, you have a lot of notes, and these notes, just you have more and more space between the notes until the poem key. And so be aware that the more you have notes, and the more it creates dynamics. And then the less you have, and the less you have dynamics as well. So it kind of also a balance of energy to add more when there are fewer notes as well. And
Okay.
so then I think specifically the tone key it's really a transition basically to the next part. I would say it has to keep this extreme level of dynamics. But then you can also, I mean, the dynamics should be very, very with a lot of energy, with a kind of maximum energy if you can. But then what's in between, so the rest can be thought of like a resting moment, or as well as something that leads to another thing. So this is really personal choice. You know?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the energy has to stay strong anyway.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
But yeah, especially in the dynamic, because you have triple forte on the fireworks, and then quadruple forte on the rest of the boom key resting thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it has to be even more. And then you can also change the sonorities on this, with different beaters or with different instruments. So it can also, you have
Okay.
a
Thank
playground
you.
of possibilities there.
Okay. Thank you. You helped me a lot with this piece. Thank you so much, Adelaide.
Much.
Thanks so much, David. Good luck on your concert.
Thank you. I'm going to run.
Yes, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye bye. Have a good
Bye-bye.
day.
Awesome. Thanks so much. We are going to actually continue with the Safa. So we have another performance where we'll listen to the last half, if that's okay, so we can talk about
Of
the whole
course.
piece.
Thanks.
Luis, are you ready to go? Hi there. Yes.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Luis.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Luis, where are you coming from today? And you'll also be playing Safa, as we said. But where are you coming from today? What are you up to right now?
I'm coming from Spain. We are going to hear Safa that I played in my last exam here in my music degree that I just finished, and now I'm doing my master in soloist interpretation in Madrid. So we are just keep studying. So
Very cool. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Very nice.
thank you.
And so I don't know this piece super well, but I will start about 5 minutes in, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a long piece, so we'll just do the part that we haven't listened to yet. But yes, let me know if you would also like to stop the video at some point if there's enough to talk about or something like that. Okay, thanks.
Amazing job.
Thank you.
Really, really nice. So you said it was for your recital concert, right?
Yes.
Very nice. And it was the first time you were playing the piece, or?
Also the first time, yes.
Impressive. Amazing. Yeah, very nice. So I think, yeah, it's very, very nice performance, really energetic, and really, really nice tempo as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, but that's really great. So since we took the video at the where we stopped with last version of like Punk.
Yeah.
So I think here, specifically for the audience, when they're listening to this moment, you have like, 5 or 7 minutes of a lot of things going on at the beginning, and then you have suddenly this thing with a lot of rest, and so it's kind of a surprise for the audience to hear and to listen to. And so I think you can really add a lot of dramaturgy in this gesture, and so even physically and in the sound and everything, but it's really something I don't know how to say, but just like it means something. So you can even act more with with this part to create the surprise. Even you stay just up, or you just to think and to organize the gestures, so it creates another story at this point.
Okay.
It's really really important, and of course to play the loudest you can. I think it's the right. So that's for this part, and also do not rush. When you have, I think it's woodblock you play for the A.
Yes, yeah.
Do not rush. The little tin pin. It has to really like exactly on point, on time, and really equal.
Okay.
And so you can really count and be like very robotic on the metric here. So that's for this section. Then I think it was really nice how you organized the things, the two following pages until the end of the 5 with all this little gamelan. It was very nice. I think the bass drum, the kick drum, I think you use at 11 or 1200 can be even more. You have this forte dynamics and suddenly the triple forte on the kick drum. So it can be as a reminder of what happened a little bit earlier. So it can be even more. And then all this part was really really well done, really beautifully. I think the choice of instruments you made as well are really really smart and works very well. So well done for that. And then just one thing, when you have all these repeated notes like the ti 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 tim, pip, 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 especially on the beginning of the first line of the 5th page, in the middle when you have the woodblock like pip, 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 pip. I think it's really important that they're the same, like the notes are equally the same, and with the same level of dynamic, the same attack, the same way of playing as well, the same gesture and everything. And so you have this insistive insistive, I don't know if you can say that, but you know what I mean. Like you insist very much on these notes, and this is valuable for all the repeated notes you have in all this parts, but it's really equal, and that the tempo is not rushing and not slowing. This is very difficult to find this balance between being exactly on point, but with the feeling that we are going on. So I think it's really something, difficult to achieve, and yes, to get this equal sound, and also between the instruments to get the same level of dynamics when you have a forte between the woodblock and the conga and whatever other instruments you may have, and also that the range of dynamics with the accent, you have also the same level of accent in the forte, in the woodblocks, in the B instrument, in the C instruments, and everything. And so to work a little bit on the dynamics range, which is really, literally almost everything in this part. And yes, the tempo is really something important as well, because it has to be on point, it has to be not rushing but also not slowing, and always moving forward and going somewhere. And so it's an energy quite difficult to find as well, but it's really related to the dynamics. And I think in the way of playing, the gesture is very important to determine something, a proper gesture, proper movement that you do, which always produce the same sound. So a research that you can elaborate for the next time you will play the piece, because I think the main thing with Safa, it's a masterpiece, because every time you play it, every time you find something else, and every time you just develop some other things, and so it's quite infinite, I would say. But it's what makes it really interesting. And then in the section when we have all the going on, I think the piano dynamic was really well done. I mean, all the dynamics were amazing. So congrats for that.
Thank you.
And the same thing, try to keep them even with the speed and the technical difficulty as equal as possible. You know, it has to become a little bit unbearable to hear, like and you have this thing like constantly.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it has to be something quite annoying to hear, actually. Yes, and then on the roll section, I think if you play the piece again, perhaps you have something to find about the setup or the mallet to switch from 2 to 4 or something like this.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that because I used like the model that Emil Kuyun made with Colbert for the, but I think for the last part and with the solo with the opera gong, maybe those mallets aren't what I have to use because the sound doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it worth perhaps a change on these instruments, but because I think Emil played with Chinese opera gong, and so the Thai gongs sound a little bit softer. So
Okay.
if you keep the Thai gongs, perhaps a change of mallets will be quite nice because we really need this sparkling and brilliant, even too much sound at the end on the F instruments. So yeah, I think if you have time to change, that could be some nice adding, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, but I was referring to the the roll section.
Yeah.
When you start with a because it's supposed to have like two strikes by notes, and so four strikes but by square, so it's a lot. And so yeah, it has to be like very furnished and I don't know, like I don't know the word, but we have to have a lot of strikes going on here. So perhaps just to double some instruments or think of adding 2 over mallets just to have this like very completed roll, I would say. This is something that could be nice, I think.
Okay.
And then yes, you can increase a little bit more the crescendo on the kick drums of a C, basically. From the moment it's mezzo forte until the like triple forte, and then with accents, and then the quadruple forte. Also to have this very line, this crescendo line, really highlighted as well.
Okay.
It's a small detail, but I think this piece is full of small details that
For
just
sure. Yeah.
creates a beautiful painting. I don't know if you have any question on the.
I think the only question is because I choose those for the A, those woods, but
Yes.
I think in relation with all the setups and with the plastic, they are a little too off because they don't have a lot of resonance.
Yes.
So maybe I should change those woods to let the wood speak more. I don't know, because when I hear, most of the time the wood is like here and the rest is here. So you recommend me to change, or
Yeah, I think that could work. That could work a change because indeed, when you have all the wood is a little bit less. I think before it's okay, but then at some point it's a little bit less. So if you have a possibility to change or to arrange something on the the stand or anything that makes it better, I would say go for it. And also perhaps on the D.
Yes.
The D instruments could be a little bit brighter as well, in my opinion. But
Okay. Yeah.
Just to be, because the skins have a tendency to, you know, go over the woods and metal instruments. So perhaps it's I don't know, the mallet, or just to think about balancing everything. I don't know, but there is perhaps something to consider about it.
Okay.
If you play the piece.
Yeah, for sure. I played again, so I have to work on everything. Yeah. For sure.
Yes, amazing. And yes, and do you play with original score?
I think I have or I don't know if I have the original, but
Yeah, but I mean with millimetered paper.
no.
Okay.
No.
So we play with the rewritten version with the rhythms and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would recommend, since you know the piece now and you have already played it,
Okay.
to switch to the original
Original.
score, because I think it adds another dimension just looking at it, just to have it
Okay.
in front of your eyes while playing. And I think it's really adds something to the construction, to how you want to interpret things. And a lot of I think it adds a musicality to just have
Okay. Yeah. I'll try. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I think for me, I have a lot of work here to do. So
yeah, but that's very nice. And yes, I will ask the same question I asked your colleague.
yeah.
You know, on the first page you have the B instruments that are supposed to go lower on pitch.
Yes.
And did you do that, or you
I
didn't?
tried because I wrote that, but I didn't. I think I didn't have that that effect.
Okay.
I tried my best, but I don't know.
But I think this is something also to think about it if you play the piece again, just to add this effect. It's
Okay.
I think it could be nice. And so yeah, just you add some instruments, or you find a way to lower the pitch. But it's a nice effect, I would say.
Yeah.
If you have time to re-practice the piece, and just take a fresh look at it, it would be
Okay.
nice.
Okay. I will look at it. Yeah, for sure.
Amazing.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Very
Very
much.
nice
Thank
performance.
you very much.
Okay. Let's move into a little bit of snare drum. Axel, are you ready? Nice. Thanks so much. Hi, Axel. How's it going?
It's going great. It's so nice to be able to talk and to meet you. It's
Nice to meet you
amazing.
too. Can you tell us a little bit about where you are coming from and what you'll be playing today?
Yeah, I'm going to be playing Asventuras by Alexei Gerasimas, and I'm from Gothenburg, Sweden, where I study. Where I'm going to begin my second year bachelor year at the Academy of Music and Drama here in Gothenburg.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Very nice.
Thank
Congrats.
you. Thank you so much.
So, is it the first time you play the piece?
I played it like a year ago, maybe,
Okay.
and then I picked it up like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, nice.
Or 1.5 week ago, because so some parts I'm like faking it half.
Yeah.
I don't have it fully in my hands yet, but I want to be able to play it more and develop it further.
Amazing. Very nice playing.
Thank you.
Yes, just a few things on the beginning. I think since you have already played the piece, you know all these things with like with only the sticks. You can either memorize it, so you are not looking at the
Yeah.
so you can really have fun a little bit more with this extra and just a little bit do the show.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice. And then one thing I find very interesting in this piece, I think it's very clever writing, because it uses a lot of the snare and almost everything, and you have all these playing modes and so but you can also make every playing mode, every detail very interesting musically as well. And so for the snares especially, it's kind of nice. So I think you can even look more on the musical details here. For example, on over the beginning, the perhaps to mark a little bit more the differences of if it's 3 semiquavers or 4 and everything. So you have this kind of bit of phrasing into a little bit more. I think it's interesting, because otherwise he would have just written, like
everything straight. Yes.
Yeah, like the first bar in loop, and that's it. So yeah, you can even have more fun, I would say, because it's a fun piece, right?
Yeah.
So you can really play with it as well. And you can highlight a little bit more also the differences between the dampened thing and the open thing, with this effect a little bit more. And also I can't remember if you did it, but move a little bit on the stick to increase the change of dynamics, the crescendo and decrescendo. You can also move a little bit to
Yeah, I did it a little bit, but I don't think like
I think you can do more.
yeah.
And then it's kind of the same remarks, like to increase a little bit the TDD, that we keep this idea of groove as well. That is going on all the piece, and you can increase a little bit more the accent on the to have a little bit more shape on these notes as well. And then I think that was really great. Accelerando and everything. Really well done.
Thank you so much.
And so then the next part is really we dig into the groovy part and the rhythmical part. So it can be a little bit even more in time, just to practice with the metronome and to find this idea of groove and phrasing and everything with the accents and so. And especially to not rush, into the, for example, I don't know if you have the score, but fourth line, the third bar, like tumping, just to take time to have its counter beats, speak a little bit more. So it's kind of really take the right gesture, the right intention to every playing in more the rim shots, the death stroke, the roll, the buzz, everything you have in this page to make it even more living a little bit. And yes, the pianissimo dynamic, especially in this same page, can be really less, I think. to
Okay. Yeah.
but you dig into the tiny dynamics, and I think it's nice because there are not that much. So and the next page, it's kind of the same things, perhaps more accents.
Yeah.
And more crescendo. You can really go from a little bit into more piano and perhaps more continuous crescendo. And the accent, especially to really highlight the time that we can really hear them, because sometimes some accents and spots are a little bit missing. But otherwise, I think it's a really good job. So. Yes, and the same thing. When you change from mallet to the nails, and so on hands, also you can really find something a little bit more dramatic, like there is staging, and to take more time to, and I don't know, to think of something to just make it more interesting. To look at. And more surprising as well. And so on the hands part, I think there's some work you can do here on the, to think of each sound and to practice each sound separately to get the right idea and the right meaning in sort of way, and especially the first thing with only the team, perhaps a little bit shorter.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And so the rhythm is still detailed and shaped. Because otherwise we kind of lost a little bit the groove and the rhythm into the because there's too much legato in a way. So you can really but yeah, the especially the fingers as well, but it's really sharp a little bit, more sharp, more precise, and a little bit more detailed. All the nails, the little the fingers, and the knuckle as well. So you can really isolate, I think, each playing mode and just find the way that you want and that you feel is right, and then just put it all together to so that your playing mode is not putting in danger your rhythmical timing. So I think you can little bit re-practice this these few lines just to keep this groove and energy, but also all the details on the playing modes. And it's quite the same when you have the brush and everything. It's the same idea.
Yeah.
And also, all the buzzes with the brush, like a you can think a little bit of an accent as well on the buzz.
Yeah.
Just to have something more lively.
Yeah. To emphasize it more.
Yeah. A little bit. I think it works. And the impro, I think, was really great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and it's nice that you take some time and to get your own expression a little bit. So it's very nice, and I really like the transition as well. I think you managed really well the transition between the improvisation and the last part, which is quite difficult to make.
Yeah, I tried it. I used that snare for that reason.
Oh, okay.
The throw off is really easy. You can just pull it up and
okay, nice.
I manage just kick it when then.
And yes, so the last part I think was really great. I would say if you can emphasize more a little bit of the piano dynamics, that's amazing. Just to go a little bit deeper. But overall, I think it's a really, really nice ending and everything. So I don't have much to say on the last part.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. I've seen your video several times, so it's just.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so just thinking about since when you play it, so like the groove and like has a red line or like a structure, it feels like.
Yes.
So how would you go thinking about like in between the different pages, maybe to like keep that that's not emotion but that same feeling? Because I feel sometimes I'm like, this is one part, this is one part.
I see what you mean. I think basically, well, this will sound very random and obvious, but I think which link the part between them, especially so the second, third, and fourth pages, is the rhythm and the same tempo. If you have the same idea of tempo and the same groove, and that you really keep going in the same intention, then you can just build something that makes sense and it's related all the way. So yeah, I would say that the tempo, if you just practice the each part, but not too separate, link them a little bit while playing with the metronome. And I think I also practice a little bit from second page to straight fourth page, just to get the two connected and to have the same feeling. And of course it's twice slower, but with the same energy. And then you have because these are the kind of the same rhythms, the same intention of phrasings as well, so they're kind of related. So I think it's nice to practice them in a row as well, and isolate a little bit the third page. And yeah, for the beginning, I think it's just having fun, and just
making it your own, playing around with it.
Really a showcase of the snares, all the possibilities on kind of the rudiments. You have a little bit of everything, the drum kit part, the jazz part, it's the digital part as well, so it's very nice. And then I think the tempo is really important to get the same and the same groove, especially.
Totally.
I don't know if you have some questions about something else.
I'm mostly struggling with like that, the brush part and the hand part, but I think I got some quite good tips, so I think I can.
Yeah, I think don't think of it as a movement, but more as a rhythm. The movement comes after the rhythm. And so I think it helps just to add, and also the speed, on the movement, like and not the same speed, like if you just arrange the speed also of the movement, it will help to create the right instinct of rhythm and groove, I think.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been really amazing talking to you.
Thanks so much, Axel.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much. We have one more person to go right now. We have Eric. Hi, how's it going?
Hi.
Hi. Hey, Megan. Hey, Adelaide.
Good.
How are you? Good.
Can you tell us a little bit about where you are right now and what you will be playing?
So currently I'm in Texas right now. I go to school at Oklahoma City University for my master's. I'm going to be doing my second year here in a month or so, going back to Oklahoma. Today I'll be playing some Bach, specifically the prelude from Suite Number 3.
Awesome, thanks.
Hey, nice job.
Thank you.
Yeah, really amazing. When did you start practicing this?
I'd say last semester. That's when I started.
And did you play a lot of Bach music, or is it like kind of new? Or
That's like my third piece I've played from Bach.
nice. Yeah, really good job. I think Bach is really like one of the most difficult music to play, because there is everything, and you know, it's the complicated simplicity, I would say. Because,
Yeah, it's just scary.
yeah.
It's like if you miss a note, it just you get scared from
Yes,
that.
and
Like a lot of pressure.
indeed, and you have I mean, this simplicity, appearance simplicity, has to be like perfect. So this is why you make it very difficult. I would like to ask you: did you practice with the metronome? Okay.
I have.
I think you can put aside a little bit the metronome for now, because one general thing I think about that is that you know, you need to have a little bit more of freedom and you know, musicality, taking your time and everything. And so don't be afraid of not being on time, because you are. And I think, you know, the metronome is has done his job, and now you can put it away a little bit. And so the prelude of the suite, it's really difficult because it's not really a slow movement, but it's not really a fast movement. So it's kind of in the middle, and to find the right way of just approaching it, it's kind of difficult. And I think it's really, you know, the first introduction to a piece, to the suite, especially because this is the first movement to play. This is so this is kind of, an introduction. Oh, I'm here and I will play this. So you have this kind of feeling of like you have to be quiet but also confident and everything. So it's kind of in the middle feeling that's difficult to achieve, I think. And did you listen to some like cello versions of it, or not at all? Or
I
okay,
did,
nice.
but I've listened to only one recording.
Okay.
So I think listen to more. to a variety.
Yeah, of course, but that's good. That's good, but which is difficult with and especially cello transcriptions, passing from cello to marimba, is that it's very difficult for us because of the lack of resonance of the marimba and our very vertical way of playing to be close to the way of playing of the cello, because you have this bow gesture that is so, I mean, it's completely the opposite of what we do. But it's nice to have in mind that this gesture is originally the one. And so to try to find a way of having this legato and tenuto sounds and notes, even if technically we cannot. So it's really about, I think, the gesture, especially in the arms, you know, to release the elbow, to have to think a little bit of big lines and not only just all the semiquavers or just bit by bit, but really big lines of where I want to go musically. And with Bach, most of the time, where you want to go musically is you start and then you go until the end. And so you have a long way of, you know, interpreting and expressing something. So it's which is difficult as well to find. And so you can really practice, I think, by section. You can also write the harmony as well, just to know which chord you're on and the harmonic construction of a piece, and then to isolate some melodic line you want to do, and just to practice and to put a little bit away that, okay, I have to play the right notes and I don't want to miss one, and you know, this technical side, just to go on the side of expression and musicality, just to sing basically. And a good exercise is also to practice not with mallets for all Bach music and transcription in general, classical music in general. Just to say, okay, if I sing, what will I do with my voice? Because it's more natural to sing with your voice than to sing with your instrument, of course. So you can also do that. Just I don't know if you do that usually to sing or not. Okay, so you should.
I don't.
just to get an idea of what you want to do, and the voice is a good way to do that, because I think you will even surprise yourself of what you are capable of with your voice, and then to think of what you have done with your voice and to try to integrate it and to play it with the marimba, and imagine also the you know, the lining and the gesture of your voice, even if you can't see it, but just to imagine it and to recreate it also in the movement. I think that can help to create this idea of legato that we are missing with the marimba playing. And also the one thing that's actually helpful is also to think that the note you have been playing is still in resonance. You know, even if it's not, even if you're ding and then you are in a very dry room and there is nothing after it, but you know, imagine that you're in a big church or something, and that, you know, the each note is continuing to exist after you have played it. I think it's very important as well, because in Bach you have not a lot of notes actually, because it's very melodic. So you have only one melody, one line, especially in the cello sheet, of course. And so just imagine that each note, every note is going somewhere and is continuing of existing even after you have played it. And I think it will help to the construction and the musicality in general. And also to not rush, because this is something we all have a tendency to do, to rush a little bit into the thing. And by singing and, you know, think of every note and that you're meaning something, you also avoid this this default of rushing. So I think it's very important. And you can, on the bass, so for example, sorry, I'm just looking. You know, when you have a bass and then the tone, you can take a little bit more time, because imagine that a cello player, it will, you know, a little bit, sometimes it will do a movement to just reach the note. For us, of course, it's just in front of our eyes, so we just have to. But think also in this way that, okay, I'm not imitating, but just being inspired by the cello movement. And having this bow gesture in mind as well can help to build the musicality and the interpretation. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing I want to say, because I think it's everything into Bach music, just to sing and to find also your way of producing sound and your way of musicality. And this is the best repertoire to do it, I think, with Bach. I don't know if you have some question about the
I do.
please.
To get a more legato sound, would you say it comes more from the arm?
I think it's very difficult, but because we all have a different body, we all have a different way of walking, for example. So this is the same for playing. But generally, I think the more relaxed you are, and the more beautiful your sound is. And so I would say the sound, it's not only the arm. We are, as percussionists, we always consider the wrist and the arms, but it's not only this. And especially with the marimba, because it's a big instrument, you need to move from one side to another. And so you basically need to move all your body. And so this is very important to consider, that it's not only the arms, but it's also the legs, the back, and the sound is coming from every part of your body. And it's important to consider that, and not only focus on the arms. Of course, focus on the arms, but not only. So you can really, and I think the shoulders, I see a lot of people, whose shoulder are little bit stuck when they play, and it doesn't move, and it's all, like this. So really, just release the shoulder, the back, and the elbows, and I think it helps just to create your way of playing. But the sound is difficult because it's about listening, and listening to ourselves, because it's a very personal thing to create your own sound, because everyone has its own way of playing, its own sound. So it's really related to learning to listen, basically, and listen not only with the ear, but also what's going on in my body, and when I play, and what I think, and everything. So it's really a focus work, but yeah, in this prelude in particular, and since now you know the notes and you know the piece, basically, you can really start to make this work, not only on the piece, but also general work on the sound, and the marimba playing especially, and you're moving as well, basically.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
much. And also to consider that the sound, also to consider that the sound, it's not only I play and there is the sound, but what produces the sound is the gesture before that. And so the gesture before is more important, and sometimes we forget a little bit about that. And so to breathe, basically, that you have something, and then you play, and then the sound comes, but it needs a breathing. And a lot of people don't breathe, so when they're playing, and it's related to the resonance, the sound, the musicality, and everything, the breathing as well. It's related also to singing, because you need to breathe to sing, and it's but yeah, it's very important to see, okay, I do that, and what the sound produces, what is the sound that my gesture is producing, and just to analyze a little bit yourself, and to experience some things as well, because the way of playing and the sound, it is something, and the musicality in general, it is something that just evolves all during all your life. So I mean, it's a work that basically never ends. So, but it's nice to pay attention to it, and to always develop and get this awareness of what I do when I play, basically, and not only, okay, do I do the right notes? This you can also put aside, like the metronome. It's just tools. And then there is music.
Thank you so much. And thanks, Eric, for your performance. That was also really great advice, I think. I also oh yes, also yeah, I studied in the United States and now I'm studying here in Denmark, and I think that there definitely is like a big difference in the way that we look at these things. So I think it was so amazing to hear your perspective on exactly how to create that kind of sound, because I definitely since moving here I've had a lot more freedom myself to kind of explore how does this work exactly for me. So it's takes some time, and I think I will be figuring it out forever, but it's a really nice way to look at it for sure. Thanks so much, Eric. Do you have any more questions?
I think I'm good. Yeah, thank you so much for everything.
Awesome. Yes. So I can go ahead and take you off stage, but if Eric and Axel, if you guys have any questions, let me know. We actually are supposed to have some more players, but we're having some technology problems, so we are finished, I think, with the performances for now, unless we can get someone's Wi-Fi fixed. But I actually have like a list of questions that I would love to ask you, and then we can see if also anyone watching this live stream on Facebook or YouTube or anything like that, you can send a comment and I will get it here and we can put it on the screen, and if you have any questions that you would like to ask. So go ahead and send in the questions. But I guess I will start with someone asked this question the other week. I thought it was really interesting. Is can you just tell us a little bit about like your general musical background? Like when did you start playing music? What were your earliest inspirations? Did you start with percussion or was it something different? I'm very curious about like when you very first started.
Of course. So I started around 8 years old, I think, and I played the piano and percussion at the same time.
Nice.
So I learned both. I did a little bit of dance, also classical and contemporary.
Oh, nice.
15, yes, not at a very high level, but yeah, it was nice. And so then I studied in conservatory, and then I went to the Paris Conservatory to go to my bachelor and master, basically. And yeah, the choice between piano and percussion, it has been something as well, not difficult, but at some moment I had like some of revelation that I wanted to do percussion because I don't know, I liked the energy of playing, and also the moving from one instrument to one another, the repertoire, the styles, and everything. And so yes, the percussion has been, I think, the right decision for me. And then during my studies, I started to do competitions and concerts, and then it's, you know, you get more and more, and here I am.
Yes, totally. That's so cool. I also started with piano as well, but I got
Nice.
hooked on the different instruments thing for sure, and was like, yep, this is I want to be able to do. And it's more collaborative, so that's really, really nice. Thank you. And then another question I have actually is like, what were some of your like earliest, I guess this is kind of a weirdly worded question that I wrote down, but what were some of your earliest like creative projects, I guess, that you had? Like so you've done some really amazing arrangements and things like that. Like when you were studying, what were some of like the very first things that you thought of and started making these?
I think
Perfect.
arrangement was one of the first things because as with my pianist background, I was not frustrated, but something was missing in the percussion repertoire, and especially because I thought that the marimba was beautiful instrument, and I wanted to make some classical music in it. So this is why I started arranging, and this is something I did completely on my own as well. It was not part of some school projects or anything. And then it was really digging into the contemporary repertoire, which I really love as well, because it's our repertoire, and so this is why after that I decided also to work with some composers and to being involved in the new repertoire and working with composers.
Yeah, nice. That's super cool. And so, and you're based in Paris, is that correct? That's a really great place for new music. That's very nice. Yeah. So, what actually, kind of keeping with this early theme? Also, Eric, if you do have a question, let me know. Keeping with this early theme, I guess, what was the first instrument that you really started playing in percussion? Like, did you start with the snare drum, or the marimba or sorry, which was that?
Yeah, snare drum.
Okay, me too. Nice. That's
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, I think as a lot of people in the percussion world, I think it was snare drum, xylophone,
Yeah.
then timpani, and then marimba and vibraphone, and then setup and
Nice. Oh, that's so cool. I'm very curious about that. Since moving here, I've learned like so many people will start on either like two mallet marimba or these kinds of things sometimes. So I was wondering, but I think snare drum is a nice place. Yes. We've got it. Oh, that's an interesting question.
yeah.
So what the question is from Eric. Would you like to ask it yourself? Actually, I'll bring you on stage.
Sure. Yeah. What was the most challenging piece you've ever performed?
Very lot. No, but more challenging. I think it's difficult because there are a lot of layers of challenge. But I would say the more specific and the one that really triggered my reflection at kind of the most is Psafa, I would say, by Xenakis. Because you really need to find the setup. I think it really involves you from the beginning to the end, to find the right instruments, to find the right mallets, and to also get your own interpretation with what's written, which is not much because you have the liberty to go beyond the interpretation and what's written, and to make it your own. I think it's a really great piece for that, and one of the pieces as well that you never where you never reach the perfect interpretation. I think if you just go back, you will find something new, and you will just develop another thing, I think.
It's pretty cool.
Awesome, thank you. So Eric, would you like to be brought off stage, or would you like to hang out here with us?
Sure.
Okay, nice. I'll start adding people if I see some more join the stream. I have another question. Is what is like the favorite concert that you have done in the past, maybe like 5 years or so? I don't know, kind of recent concerts. Like, is there one that really sticks out?
Yes. I mean, there are a lot of beautiful concerts, but one particularly marking was in Mexico, in Jalapa, with the orchestra, because I mean it was the audience was just amazing, and I did masterclass as well, and the people were so amazing and extremely interested, and yeah, the audience is so warm over there, and so you feel the energy of the audience, and it was really something, I think. And even the orchestra, the staff, I mean, everyone was so nice, and so I think that will be this one.
That's so nice. That's really cool. Yes, it's so fun to have those experiences with people where you can tell they're very excited to be there. It makes everything so exciting. That's so cool. And okay, I have like 3 more that I'm actually very interested in, but we have one from the chat as well asking about memorizing music. Oh, I can put it on here like this. Oh, that's nice. Maybe about memorizing. So I guess do you tend to memorize the music that you are performing with? I know it's obviously very common with marimba solo and things like that, but maybe with orchestra, do you usually memorize, or do you like to play it from the score, or like how would you?
I think it depends of the pieces. If I can, I will always try to perform by memory, because I think you have more freedom to do everything, basically. Even of moving, especially if you are in a big setup and you have to have all this,
Yeah, totally.
Curtains everywhere. So yeah, I try to memorize the most, but then for some pieces, I think it's some specific species. For me, I think it's best to have a score, especially when you have some really specific contemporary concertos, and you have not a lot of melodic things happening in the orchestra, for example, and so the only sign you have, it's really your score, or so you are lost. So for things like this, yes. And also I'll come back to this next case, but for example Psafa and Rebond, I think the score tells so much that I need to have it in front of my eyes,
yeah.
because I think it adds something while playing. So for some pieces like that as well, I prefer to read the score, but it really depends.
Yeah, nice. That was an awesome answer. Thank you. Yes, I totally agree with Rupal. I know it's possible to memorize, obviously, but it's so nice to have it there and just be reminded of what's going on. Yeah, that's so nice. The next question I have is about kind of like your life right now, I guess. So, what does your daily, or maybe not daily, but how do you manage practice in your daily life? Obviously, performing and working, I'm sure it's much more difficult to practice than when you're a student. So how do you kind of balance learning things, maintaining things, that kind of thing?
Yes, that's a good question. But yeah, for the students here, you won't be able to keep your practice routine when you are in the professional life. And I think that's for everyone, because when you are a student, you have all this time and big windows to practice and to play things. And then you have also an incredible access to the logistics and percussion instruments, and then it's kind of a little bit more difficult. So yes, I think I try to, when I have a concert, like in the day, I won't practice that much because I need to keep the energy and spontaneity as well to the audience. But then I try to, I don't know, because I don't have like a schedule with my practice and everything. It's more like spontaneously, I would say.
Yeah.
But I try to always keep like at least 2-3 hours a day minimum.
Mhm.
And yes, then I also take some time to listen to some pieces. For example, when I have to play then in I don't know, in 6 months or so, because I'm a lot traveling a lot of the time. So also during these moments of travel, I try to listen to the pieces and just to discover the scores, and to do also a little bit of table work without the instruments.
Totally.
But I don't have a daily routine.
Yeah, of course. Yes, that makes sense. But yeah, that's a really nice way to think about it as well. Yeah, thanks. And also about right now, what are some of the pieces that you kind of have that you're regularly playing, maybe, or what pieces have like meant the most to you, or do you feel like you feel the closest to at this time?
I think I really like to play a lot of repertoire, actually, and to always find more and discover new things. So I don't have like some things that I'm always playing. But at the moment, I think it's the Bach, Busoni, Chacon, because I really like this revisitation of a Chacon, and it's kind of I think one beautiful piece, sorry, to play on the marimba.
Yes, it's a super beautiful arrangement and version of it. So yes, that's really nice. It's very, very, very well done. And yes, I agree. It's very nice. And I guess I have one more question, which is, yes, what advice would you give to young percussionists right now that are maybe trying to start a solo career or figure out what they are going to do with their lives?
I would say just be convinced of what you do. And if you want to be a soloist and you're really 100% convinced about it, go for it. And don't let anyone tell you that it's not possible, or that of course it's going to be difficult, but I mean, it's really important to have this self-conviction, especially in our job, because music, it's not like you have a proper job when I mean, it's always moving, it's always changing, so it's quite difficult sometimes. So I would say you really need to keep this self-conviction and this passion for music and the instruments. And then I would like to say just, and it's related to practice. So of course practice, it's better, but always with musicality and pleasure, because I think it's really important to get this motivation to practice and to perform. Because if you don't, I think practice is unnecessary, and it has also it's also linked to focus. And I always say that 2 hours of practice really focused is better than just 8 hours. And so
Yeah, totally true.
I think it's really to keep the envy and the joy to play music, basically, in your practice, in listening and going to concerts and performing, and every aspect of a musical life.
Oh yeah, that's very nice advice. Thank you. I love the optimism about, yes, just if you have something you want to share, to go for it. That's really nice. Thank you. And unfortunately, I think we will be ending the session a bit early because we've had 2 people today that are having
Okay.
completely Wi-Fi, just they're texting me that it's just not happening. So unfortunately, I think that's going to be it for our session today. But thank you everybody watching on the live stream for being here all season. This is our final session of the WPG Academy for 2025. So thank you so much for being here with us today and for watching. And thank you, Adélaïde, for being here. We very much appreciate it. And to anyone watching on the live stream as well, applications are now open on our brand new website for the 10th anniversary tour for WPG. It will be happening next April. They will be visiting 13 different countries, also the Conservatoire in Paris, among a bunch of other really amazing places. So be sure to go check that out if you're interested to become a part of the World Percussion Group in person. So thanks so much again for being here. We will see you guys next time. Thank